Hello and welcome to Creative Momentum with Meg Dunley. This is part of the first season of my podcast called the Chateau season, and these interviews were done while I was at the Chateau in France for a writing residency. Today's episode is with Michael Manning, a collage artist from Boston, Massachusetts, also known as Westwood. Michael has been doing collage since he was about 14 years old and took it up professionally right out of college in 2013. His work focuses on piecing together elements of modern day identity, exploring the things that people collect and find serendipity in those moments. During our conversation, he shares his unique creative process that is built on asking good questions, believing that if we ask the right questions, we will naturally find the right answers. He describes how he creates collections of imagery from magazines and materials people discard, rifling through to find colours and textures, and then using kind of a paint by numbers approach to recreate photographs and combine found elements into new compositions. His process is about cooperation, collage and collections, always focused on the little sound of like and the fascination of words. I really hope you enjoy this episode. I love talking to Michael and getting to know him at the Chateau. If you're listening to this on New Year's Eve, what a perfect time to reflect on questions and new beginnings as we head into this fresh new year. I hope you enjoy this interview. Hi Michael, thank you for agreeing to have a chat about your creativity. Can we just start by introducing you with your name and where you're from?
Can I ask first, do you know which of the three cameras it is? 1, 2, 3?
If you look straight at the phone, You're on.
Okay, all right, out of the way. What's up? My name is Michael Manning. I am a collage artist from Boston, Massachusetts, aka Westwood. I've been doing collage art since I was about 14 years old, and then I took it professional, I would say, right out of college in 2013. So.
Thank you. Tell me, what is your creative discipline? What do you do creatively?
I try to piece together elements of modern day identity by focusing on the things that people collect. For some reason, like just the little sound of like I'm always focused on cooperation, collage, collections. I find a lot of serendipity in those moments, and I'm fascinated by those terms and those words.
Yeah, excellent. Can you tell me a bit about your creative process?
Yeah, it's a lot of collection. It's a lot of questions. I'm always looking for good questions. I do believe that if you ask the right questions, you'll very naturally find the answers. But I love questions. I love diversity. And my process is more specifically, I will usually find an image. I'll get a commission to find to recreate a photograph usually. It's usually a photograph. And I used to project it onto a canvas and then almost do a paint by numbers thing so I know what colors to find. And then I'll rifle through magazines or things that pieces of paper people will give to me, and I'll find the colors. I'll go blue, 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 and I'll try to find the color blue, and then I'll try to find green, skin tones, and then context. I'll try to find the context to the story, and then I'll glue with just glue sticks onto the canvas, and it'll take you, like the last decade of work has taken me each one has taken me about 3 months of like working on multiple collages at once, and I'll put together something that ideally looks like a painting at first, but when you get closer, my work really lives in person where people go, oh my God, that's a million pieces of paper. And that's what I do. That's my process.
Yeah. I'm curious, do you have, like at home, in your home studio or wherever it is that you create at home, do you have like boxes and boxes of different colored bits of paper and card?
Yeah, I cursed myself with that's the thing, is like, why collage? Why collage? Why did it have to be it? But I was thinking about this sentence recently, or this question. One of my favorite questions is, how do you define a rich life besides money? And I collect magazines. I like to find the little stories, and I feel like those things get hidden and they're not appreciated as much to me as books. And so I love magazines, and people give me them, old ones, new ones. Yeah.
I love that. I'm just imagining all those boxes.
Yeah. Like if you could have 1,000,000 of one thing besides money, what would it be? For me, it would be magazines and probably t-shirts. Yeah, like graphic tees.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. Nice. Who or what is your creative inspiration?
Ooh, that's a good one. Honestly, I used to say everything, but you get lost in that. So as of recently, there's a creative duo. To my knowledge, they're from Spain. And again, to my knowledge, it's pronounced Pichiavo, and that's what they go by on Instagram. But I'm so inspired by their work because they're really great at putting together beautiful colors, but like neoclassical sculpture with graffiti, and making you think about the dichotomy, the duality of those two things. Oof. And that's what the work is that I worked on at the Chateau, is very inspired by their ability to combine text, but also just classic sculpture. Yeah.
Thank you. What is your routine for your creativity?
My routine?
Do you have one?
Again, it's just living. I've always wanted to be an artist since I was a child. Since I was 3. So, to answer the question, I have to do it. Again, it's like, why collage? Why would I hoard millions I have so many magazines in my basement, and it's just a calling. It really is. Like, I can't stop myself from like ripping the paper. It's very therapeutic. My art is so therapeutic for me. And I've been able to figure out a balance between, like doing something decorative and pretty, but also telling my story or telling the story of whoever has asked me to make the art, if that answers the question.
Yeah, it does. I know you work as well. Like most creatives here, we all have other parts of our lives. So how do you fit your creativity in around that?
I have a practice where I draw something every single day, or at the very least, I share a look into, this is what I'm curious about. So I have an Instagram that has it's called Manning Every Day, and it's just me sharing what's on my mind and what I created. And you can kind of see some posts from it behind me, actually. Like, these are just things I'm just like, I did this today, I made this today. But it's ongoing, the Collage Dawn is kind of a brand I'm trying to develop. And I also I want to work towards making a children's book, or couple. I want to make a bunch. So I have a lot on my mind, and I'm getting better every year at being able to do that, being able to sparse through all these projects I want to do.
If you were to meet someone who's just at the beginning of their creativity and exploring, what piece of wisdom, what little pearl or pearls would you want to give them?
Give me a second. So, I was a teacher with kindergartners for a while, for 10 years. And, I want to be accurate. I want to think about who's going to see this. I would say, draw every day. That's what I would say. That's and copy. Do not let anyone tell you, you copy that. you have to train yourself. And it was hard for me to hear that and be like, oh, that's it, that's the secret. Like, you want more. But it's so important to be disciplined and to draw and copy things every day, because you'll get the muscle memory. That it's so that is, to me, it was the thing that I was like, it was staring at me the whole time as an artist. It's just copy the grades, copy anything that's like, I can't stop looking at this, copy it, trace it if you have to, and you'll develop muscle memory. You'll develop a hand for how to draw faces, portraits, whatever you're interested in. That's the best advice I've been given, is copy, and do it for yourself. Don't do it to, just do it to get better, and get a little better every single day. You know?
I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Michael.
Yeah, thanks, Meg.
Thanks for your time.
I hope you enjoyed that interview, and thank you for joining me for this episode of Creative Momentum. I love Michael's philosophy about his creative process, about those asking good questions. And I loved his approach to collage. We all collected things and gave them to him, things, brochures that we'd picked up along the way on our travels. And he used them to create the work that he was doing there. And this idea of piecing together elements of modern day identity to explore who we are through these things that we collect, and that imagery that surrounds us. His process of building collections from magazines and discarded materials and rifling through to find specific colours, and then using that kind of almost paint by numbers approach, demonstrates how constraints and systems can actually fuel our creativity. It's, again, it's a great interview with another great creative. And if you haven't listened to the other episodes, please do go back and listen to them. They're all pretty short, like this one. Michael's love of questions, diversity, and finding serendipity in these collected moments just remind us that creativity can come out of that curiosity and paying attention. How important is it for us as creatives to pay attention to what others might overlook or discard? I love that interview. I hope you enjoyed it too. If you're listening to this on New Year's Eve, I'm wishing you a wonderful transition from this last year into the new year, and that this new year fills you, is a year that's filled with curiosity and good questions and discoveries and new possibilities. And, my great hope is always for peace in the world as well, and more joy. If you want to find out more about Michael and his work, you can find the details in the show notes, of course. And if you did like this episode, please do like, share, subscribe, follow, do all the things, click all the buttons, just to help more creatives find their way into their own creativity. Until next time, keep building your own creative momentum, and I'll see you in 2026 for the next episode of my podcast. Thanks for listening.